It's your boy Giuliani. We are here once again, episode 25. We are here at Sacred Stone Studios, our new home, Recognized Entertainment. Shout out to Quincy. I was getting his name wrong last episode, so I had to correct it now. My bad. My fault. It's Quincy. Quincy. Shout out to Quincy, one of the owners of Sacred Stone Studios, but
engineer.
We here, we here. So it's your boy Giuliani. We're Facebook Live. Shout out to Facebook Live. We got a whole new Facebook Live streaming setup. Y'all are getting it live and direct for real. It ain't no cell phone this time. This is straight to the camera. Straight to the cameras. So
yeah.
We got an overhead camera right there. We got one right here. You know what I'm saying?
We're always about leveling up.
Yeah, shout out to Beast, Legend, all the other crew members, Yep. And we're here. We here, man. So what the hell's been going on this week? What we doing?
Well, shit. For starters.
Oh, and I want to make a random shout out too. Shout out to, this is random, like super random, but shout out to my boy Sammy Guevara in AEW wrestling. Just random shout out. Right, shout out of the day. You know what I'm saying?
I got plenty of shout outs.
Oh yeah, shout out to
Corey,
Sammy.
Shout outs to Josh, shout outs to Damo, shout outs to Kenny, shout outs to Brian, shout outs to Neff, shout outs to Valerie.
Yeah, man.
Shout outs to Rob, shout outs to Taylor, shout outs to Matt, both Matts. Shout outs to Curtis, shout outs to, I could go on and on and on and on and on. Shout outs to Alex, shout outs to Kevin, shout outs to Jeremy, shout outs to Julian, shout outs, man, Tim, goddamn. You see, I'll just go on and on and on. I'm not even scratching the surface.
Wait, hold on. Why am I just now realizing you got shades on again? 2 times in a row at the new home. Man, I'm just putting on shades right now because, I couldn't wear a hat. I forgot to get my hair braided. You know what I mean? I would have done the marketing, self-marketing, just in case y'all haters out there think that I'm not going to wear my own ish.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, I wear my stuff. I wear my own
Merch
shit.
gang.
So we, hey, I'm just, I run to rock the shades because they Beast and Cuz over here outdid me last time.
My bro's girlfriend wants the burgundy one. The
burgundy.
Yeah, the maroon one.
Yeah. See, but that maroon one is cool. I don't want to disrespect my own merch, but the burgundy's cool. But I want to get a burgundy hat like that, but more of like
trucker,
the type like trucker or like the flat bill. You know what I mean? Because that one's like a dad hat. It's like a flat bill dad hat snapback. Which I mean, if she wants to rock that, hey, holla at me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Holla. So,
she saw it. It was on the top on the last week's episode.
Right.
Like, oh, I want that burgundy one.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, but yeah, man, we here, man. We here.
Of course.
So, what we gonna start with, man? What we gonna start with? I just knocked the mic out like I'm just not trying to be in this mode. Nah, I'm trying to be in here all the time.
Well, I already was talking to you a little bit about it in the car, but like we might as well hop straight to it. Joe Smith thing. Joe Smith and his wife.
Boy.
There's a lot going on.
Now, what we gonna talk? We're gonna address that.
We're gonna start from the fact that I'm sure we already talked about her having the OnlyFans behind his back, everything else like that. And then whenever he finds out she wants to start live recording an argument, and she's saying "my body, my choice" in her 50s.
Man,
saying shit like that when she's married to the man.
My body, my choice.
I know.
My body, my choice.
Well, for better or worse, sicker or poorer.
My body, my choice. Age 50.
Exactly. Who says that?
I mean, I commend the free will spirit about it, but yeah, man.
Yeah, bro. It's more along the lines of that. it's disrespectful and disingenuous and like deflective. And it's just not like you're not there. You're still there for yourself more than anything. But you're supposed by that time, y'all are supposed to be one. Y'all stick together till the end. But instead, you want to make sure you're good. So you're gonna go do this selfish stuff behind his back.
Right.
And the thing is, he wasn't upset that she was doing it. He was more upset that she didn't let him know.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, like he could have gone through with me first about it.
Mm-hmm.
And she still was just arguing. And then she goes on Cameron's show. Though.
Here's my thing. Okay, 50, my body. Okay. but see, here's my thing. Like, if she didn't get the bag from him already, because let's be real. I mean, what is she bringing to the table?
He's
besides
the first overall pick.
He's
in
the first overall pick.
Draft.
He
made
brought
$60 million.
Okay, that's my point. He brought something to the table, not just about money, but he had a talent. He exercised and maximized that talent to get what he got from it, right? And then he got her. What did she do? Like, what did she bring to the table?
She was a porn star.
Okay.
Like in the 90s, early 2000s.
Oh,
something
my
like
gosh.
that. She was a porn star. But then they only been together for 5 years. They were married though. So yeah. She already hung it all up before, but she told him that she used to be a porn star. And that's why I say, don't marry those scandalous girls like that. If they got past like that.
She's a porn star.
Yeah. And that's why she easily sunk back into her ways, but just virtually. Using OnlyFans.
And he married her?
And he married her.
And was she still doing porn when he was married?
No. She stopped doing it before they even met. She already was retired. But she told him that she used to. And he still
But I feel like
her.
once you entrench yourself into that kind of lifestyle and industry,
they're unmarriable.
You're always it's always going to be. I wouldn't say all that, but it's always going to be within you. It's always going to be inside of you if she was deeply rooted and entrenched in that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna say this. This is why I say all that. Only because the only guys that will marry him are not the guys that they'd rather be with, and that's why it's gonna even be more enticing whenever they want something else. Because they already been desensitized, and most guys know better to settle with a girl of that type of past. So only guys that are gonna take it is guys that don't have much options, and those much options feel like they're
or guys that feel like,
land.
or guys that just aren't confident in themselves enough to be able to get a higher value type of woman.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I feel like that's more of an issue as far as guys lacking confidence. To be able to get the woman they deserve. I think that's more of a problem than
guys don't shoot their shot no more like that. They don't see a pretty girl and just try to talk to her. Most guys are afraid of rejection to a point where they think it's gonna be like either she's gonna call harassment or say he's a creep,
right?
Just because he tries to talk to her. But even like a girl could still not like you, but if you talk to them right. They're not going to call you a creep. They're just going to politely let you down. But they're not going to just be like, oh, my God, what are you doing? And then, like, people are watching. Other people are watching, and they all thinking they get creeped on her.
Right.
And that's what most guys usually tend to fear, like most average guys.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
I see it all the time.
Now, have you heard about this? Have you heard about this guy, this artist named D1? He's been making his rounds lately on around the internet's streets.
It sounds like D1. I would have heard.
He's a young cat. I believe he looks young, but he's a very conscious against the hip hop system type of artist.
Oh.
And I listened to some of his freestyles. I was like, damn, this dude, he goes hard.
I like that.
He's the truth. He's
I like that.
Yeah. He
check him out.
He talks about a lot of empowerment type of stuff in his lyrics. And he really denigrates the hip hop industry, the hip hop genre a lot. I don't know where he's from. I haven't dug into his background like that fully, but Yeah, he goes hard, man. Like he's the truth. He is the truth.
He is the truth.
What was I gonna say?
D1.
Yeah,
like an athlete.
D1. Like I guess that's the play on his name. Like D1. You know, Division 1. You know, instead of being an athlete, he's a artist type. You know,
toting the pill.
Mm-hmm. What was it?
But yeah, about the whole Joe Smith thing, because then Cameron had her on his
podcast. When I first saw the clip of that, like when he was Cameron was like flirting with her, I was like, I didn't really think too much of it. It was more like okay, that was random, out of left field, kind of like, all right, you pressing up on her like that. But then the aftermath when he followed through with it, that's when I was like, okay, all right.
I thought it was bad enough when he flirted to her.
Huh?
I thought it was bad enough when he flirted to her. Once he flew her out.
That's what I'm saying. He took it to another level. He crossed that line. He took it to another level. He took it to, you know. But hold on though. Hold on. Wait. Is Joe Smith still together with the woman, or are they broken up? Because if they were broken up, then they're actually separated. You know what? Truth be told, I don't see. So they're
still married. I don't see separated.
Right. If they're they're still married but separated, so they're broken up, but they're still married on paper, right? But they're broken up though, physically, like they're broken up.
Yeah, they're not staying in the same house.
Well, then, I mean, shit. If they're broken up, then I don't see nothing wrong with it. If they're broken up, honestly. See, I wasn't really processing.
Well, then that's kind of like with Will Smith, Jada, and Chris Rock, because Chris Rock heard that they broken up, and that's why he shot at Jada.
Right.
And Jada was like, "You know, I'm with Will," and you're like, "Wait, what? Y'all still together? I thought y'all broke up."
Yeah, if that's true, is that really true? Did Chris Rock really do that?
Yeah, that's all true. What I just said, and
so he shot his shot at Jada for. I thought that was just rumors. I thought that was just hearsay.
He did like a year before the Oscars, or a year and a half, a little over a year or so before that Oscars thing happened.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And remember, they've been separated since like 2016, 2017, some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Will and Jada. So, in all that time frame, if you think about it, the August Alsina shit.
Right.
Chris Rock shot his shot.
Right.
Et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
But it kind of comes in like a full circle as far as like relating that with the Joe Smith and everything else.
Right.
Seeing different perspective.
Right.
And it's like,
I want to ask you something about just women in general in today's era, modern society. I want to ask you something. Do you feel like I would say, I'm not going to say every, but most women that you've dealt with, have they always had baggage or trauma from their past? Like for an example, have they always been like, oh, I was messing with this guy. He was a piece of shit and he treated me bad. And it was always some negative rooted energy that they harnessed, that they experienced from their past. Mm-hmm. And then now you're talking to them or dealing with them, and then they're telling you and venting to you about it.
Exactly.
Like when is there a time when you ran into someone that doesn't have none of that they haven't dealt with that?
I would say
like
10% of the time.
It's rare. I know two females. Both of them were white. I know two females. One was apparently a virgin. The other one she's very like recluse. She's very introverted, like super introverted. And she's had a boyfriend. She's had boyfriends before, I guess. I know of one boyfriend that she was in a like long-term relationship with, this black dude. And I don't think there was any like super crucial trauma from it.
Yeah.
Like from the females I've dealt with recently.
You know what it is?
like you know what I mean? They have trauma. They've been abused physically.
You know what it is?
Like what? Like why do y'all always have to go through that?
I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. The more they've been ran through, the more likely they have this trauma. Because it's like,
but you know the type of trauma I'm talking about, right? You know the type of trauma I'm talking about? Like physical abuse, mental abuse, like being abandoned, like dudes, like
that's what draws them to that point. It's a cause and effect. It's like when you peel the layers back and you go step by step by the process. It's like something that happened in their childhood ends up making them into a way where they go through a whole phase or something, and then they start doing all this stuff because they're running away from this PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder type of remembrance of that moment, and they're trying to trying to not unsee that moment, and they are hiding it with all the. That's why drugs become a thing too, and everything else. It's just like it is what it is. So it's like they feel like they're getting power whenever they're like, how would I say? Wherever they do what they want to do, how they want to do it, like that free spirit shit, you know?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of free-spirited people. I'm not saying
He just straight said
I'm not saying like that. I'm saying like, okay, let's just be real. Free-spirited. Let's unpack that. Okay, what do you mean by free spirit? Like you're free to do what? What are you free from? Free to do what?
to
like
do
you know what I'm saying?
whatever you want, however you want, whenever you want.
So that means that not only are you going to do whatever you want from a positive standpoint, you're going to do whatever you want from a negative standpoint too. Like, so if anything's evil, you're going to do that because you're free, right? You're free spirited. If it's good, you're going to do it because you're free spirited. You just feel free. You just want to go with the flow. You just want to,
Yeah. And yeah, that's what it is. It's a real selfish way of living, ultimately. It is what it is. Like, because like, if you're a free spirit, then you're not gonna have consistent relationships with people ever, because you're just gonna go with the flow with everything. So, look, I could say that I'm speaking from experience. You know, I'm like kind of this rogue lone wolf. Yet I could collab and work and partner with anybody.
Right.
So it's like that's how it is for me. I'm not like a follower. I'm not just the leader. I kind of am like a hero for hire type of thing. Like I'm, when you need me there, I could be there, boom. But I'm not going to just be there all the time.
So in other words, he's saying he's Captain Savo. Ladies, ladies, you got your man. No, I'm kidding. I'm just playing. I'm kidding.
That's why it's like being the ultimate Sigma.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just I'm an indifferent type of person.
I got you. Oh man.
Yeah, man. But
oh
man.
What
I was gonna say the last thing with the Joe thing, because it goes on too. Then he was on this podcast with her, and she's just playing the victim, and he's just there saying minimum, but like.
By the way, shout out to Cameron and Mace. I love their podcast.
Yeah,
by the
Mace
way.
is pretty funny.
Mace is funny. They're both funny.
Yeah, they're both funny. Of course.
I like their podcast. By the way, yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Shout out to them.
Yeah, that is a good podcast.
Yeah, I dig what they're doing. But and in truth be told, me and my cousin here, we have a different perspective on it. But if they were separated for real, like separated, they're not dealing with each other anymore. They're just married on paper, because that's legal. That's legal shit. You know what I mean? You can't really.
Well, the OnlyFans thing is what made them separate.
Oh, because he was insecure about her having OnlyFans?
Why do you say insecure, man? It's not insecure. It's not.
I understand why men wouldn't allow that from their woman. I'm not against y'all when y'all do that. But for me, I'm just like, look, if you're bringing the money home, that's one way to do it. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? But if you cross that line, because I'm giving you trust, I'm giving you freedom. But if I find anything out, here's how I gauge it, right? I'm a firm believer in second chances. If you mess up, because I would expect someone to give me a second chance.
It depends on it.
You know what I'm saying?
I give you that for the most part.
For the most part, I'm a believer in second chances. Second chances, unless you're a pedophile, unless you do like child molestation. I don't have any tolerance for that. You know what I mean? Like, no, you need to be under the jail. You know what I mean? You need to be under that mofo. But when it comes to relationships,
I agree.
when it comes to relationships, I believe in second chances. And
like even if cheating,
that's what I'm saying. So here's the circumstance where it doesn't apply. Like
Thank
I
you.
allow you to do your OnlyFans. I allow you to get your bag, get the money, bring it home to us so we can use that money for whatever we got to use it for, right? You do that, fine. But if I find out you crossed any line, because when I allow you to do that, I'm extending trust. I'm allowing you to trust. I'm putting myself out there in a vulnerable position to trust you to the utmost degree. Now, if you disregard or disrespect that utmost degree of trust, there's no second chance from that. For me, there's no second chances like from that, because I'm giving you the ultimate freedom. I'm not going to say I allow it, but like I'm going out on a limb. I'm putting myself in a vulnerable position to trust you.
Just say you allow it.
Yeah, I allow it, but I'm saying like I allow it because I'm putting down that boundary. I'm getting rid of it. So if you disregard that boundary or you disrespect it, the fact that I put it down for you, I don't give a second chance after that. Then no, you don't get no second chance. No. Because would you have done that for me? You know what I'm saying? Like it's
for a first chance.
You know what I'm saying? Like I know you just don't even go there. Just preventative, just
more fish in the sea, man. And my fishing rod's still working.
But you know what though? I'm not saying this to like disrespect the rave scene or nothing, but a lot of people on the rave scene probably have an OnlyFans. They probably, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of women there that are scandalous, promiscuous, throwed. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I be offended.
Like they're just throwed as hell.
That's why
like,
I make certain posts. I be offending people that are doing it. I'm like, hey man, you're not doing good for society.
Let me add. Now I'm gonna switch gears real quick. I'm gonna change subjects. I noticed that on Facebook you post a lot of like definitions of words. I don't know if you've ever discussed this before or told me, but refresh my memory. Why do you do it? What's the premise of it? Break it down.
When I hear people or read people use words and they butcher the meaning of it, like they use it in the wrong context and stuff. And I'm just like, here's what it means, but you're saying this is delusional, or
right?
Like this is exactly what you're doing, pandering.
Sure, right.
Instead of like being honest and stuff like that. And I just have like different words based off of what I see someone use or hear someone say that doesn't like, wait,
right?
That doesn't mean that. You're using it like that just to like try to favor your own argument or your own point while you're at the same time contradicting yourself. Right. By not using that word properly. So like, here's another word for that y'all be butchering.
But I noticed the consistency with you doing it, like, and I'm like, okay, I dig it, because it's like, I'm all about truth, no matter what form or fashion it comes in, no matter what angle it comes from or perspective. Like, I'm all about putting the truth out there.
There's also people that say words meanings change every day. And I'm like, no, they don't.
No, they don't.
And that's what I'm doing that too.
That's just like saying a number instead of 5 is really going to mean 4. So if I have 5 hats here, you're really looking at 4. Exactly. That's basically what they're saying. It's like, no, dude, no. Exactly. 2 plus 2 equals motherfucking 4. Like, that's 2 plus 2 equals 4, y'all.
All right, there's an origin.
2 plus 2 equals 4.
Exactly. Count how many those 2s go to. You got 2 2s.
Yeah.
Count them up. Oh, wow, you got to 4. Go figure. Shit.
Yeah, man. But
yeah, man. So yeah, I just be being smart ass on Facebook pretty much. I know I be going over a lot of people's heads.
But I think etymology is important though.
Yeah, that's why I be putting that.
I think you putting the definitions out there, it could lead to someone going a step further. It could chain react someone's mind to think, okay, where do I go for the origin? Like, how do I study this like definition? I feel like it may lead them to etymology at some point. Etymology is like, you want to know definitions for real? That is the birthplace of definition. I know this. Yeah, it's going to tell you exactly where it came from.
And You put me on with etymology.
Yeah, bro. Etymology is so important because then it changes the dynamic of whatever you're reading, right? Like the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Like the Bible, there's a lot of words in there that come from different languages and they put them in the Bible, but then you're reading it from an English perspective and you're thinking it means something else, but it really means this. This is the origin of that word that came from that language. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
You know, people are going to think, what's up with you? This is the second time I mentioned the Bible. Or, what's your stigma with the Bible? No, I don't have nothing against the Bible, really. I don't. I like it. It's a good book for salvation. Like if you wanted, like I said last time, you know, to have a good blueprint in there to live a good life. The 10 Commandments. And then, you know, you follow that, you're good. You know what I mean? Like I agree with the 10 Commandments. I rock with that. For real.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I do. No, I rock with the 10 Commandments. There's just other nuances and discrepancies that I have an issue with that a lot of different religions that take from the Bible, they like to take those discrepancies and misconceptions and warp them into their own messaging and use them to control the congregation or the people that they're talking to. You know what I mean? And that's when I have an issue with it.
Yeah, my thing
that's when I have a problem with
the church aspect.
Right, the crooked preacher, the crooked pastor or whatever, you know what I mean? Like this dude, there's this pastor, famous popular pastor named Creflo Dollar. His nickname was Crooked Dollar because of the way he would preach from the Bible. It was so so incorrect, so one-linery. You know, like,
man,
I'm gonna tell you this one line from the scripture. Don't read before or after it, because you know it don't mean nothing after that. Just I'm gonna tell you this, and then here's pass the offering. You know what I mean? Like so.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm just saying.
Like this is the thing. We're already here right now. So
I mean, what you mean here? What you this topic, the subject?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's get it then.
Well,
what you want to talk about?
I'm a Christian. I believe in Jesus Christ as my Lord and the Holy Spirit and everything.
Okay.
But I don't like church.
So how are you a Christian but you don't like church?
I still pray. I might dabble with the Bible here and there, but I'm half and half on the Bible as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like what I learned from the Bible, but I don't take everything as gospel. Like because it's been revamped so many times to like favor how these stories would be told in this time. And from like the original Bible from like way back Egyptian shit. So,
you know the original cross. You know where it comes from?
Where?
Ancient Kemet, Egypt. It's called an ankh. You know, some people wear an ankh.
Yeah,
that's the original cross.
Mm-hmm.
That's the original cross. So that's where Christianity gets a lot of their. That's where a lot of the stories in the Bible come from, is ancient Kemet. They had those stories in ancient Kemet. Ancient Kemet was like the first real modern civilization in human history, was ancient Kemet. And a lot of these stories come from there. And they don't get the credit for what they gave the world. People don't give them credit. From mythology, Roman mythology, Greek mythology comes from Egyptian mythology. That's where it all comes from. It all spurs from that, you know.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
Horus, Asar, Aset.
Because it was always like a Middle
Zeus
East. It was always like a Middle East, European type of thing.
And Middle East is not really the Middle East, by the way. That's just a term they use to separate that area from Africa, because that area is really a part of Africa. It is Africa, but they used Middle East to say. You ever asked yourself that? What is it the Middle East from? Where Middle East from what? You ever thought about that? Like where is it Eastern from? Middle East from what? It's East from Africa.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know. But they use that to separate that area because that area has a lot of.
It's a lot more
resources.
Yeah, exactly.
Spiritual.
it's a lot
gain
more
and nuance
brought
and
up.
yeah. There's a lot of significance with that area. So they label it the Middle East to separate it from Africa, because Africa is what? It's black folks there. So they want to get, again, taking credit away from black people. No matter where we go, black Americans, Africans, anywhere, black Asians,
You're cooking.
Huh?
You're cooking.
I'm just saying.
I've been sitting here like,
you know
I might have
like,
one word bites, but I'm like,
I'm not getting in depth with nothing. I'm just generally speaking right now. This is general talk, but I can go in depth.
Wisdom talk.
I can go in depth. but I'm not. I'm just shooting the shit right now. I'm just.
He said he was just generally talking.
This is general.
Damn, guys.
This is general.
I know you've gone over a couple people's heads with what you're saying, though.
Oh, yeah. People are going to be like, what? What are you talking about? But you can look into it. Matter of fact, you don't even have to look into it. Just use your brain. Use common sense.
Hey,
common
sense is not common.
It's not common no more. And just think about it. Like, when you ask a question like, what is the Middle Eastern from? What is it the Middle East from? Like, simple questions like that, it get you thinking like, okay, like, let's start thinking about where did it come from? Who labeled it the Middle East? You know what I'm saying? The real name for Africa wasn't Africa once upon a time. It was a Kebulon. That's what the people used to call it.
What are you talking about? Like, whenever it was like all bunched in?
No, when it was Africa.
Before it split?
Before it started getting colonized. Before Africa started getting colonized, by mass colonization.
Because it's all like one big piece of land.
Yeah.
Before it split.
Yeah, they call it Pangea.
But yeah, but it was centered basically where Africa is.
Right.
That's why it's the center.
And that's why Africa is still the biggest continent in the world. It's the biggest.
Yeah.
It's the biggest continent in the world by far. You know what I mean? Like, it's huge. And that's where most of the resources from the world come from, is Africa.
Facts.
The
natural resources.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. How do you feel about, and I know we've talked about this before, but I don't know, it just came to my mind. How do you feel about foundational black Americans getting reparations? How do you feel about that? Because you're not foundational black American. However, you grew up like one, and you're around them a lot. You had camaraderie with them growing up. You're from A-Leaf. It's full of foundational black Americans. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of the music you listen to, hip hop, is foundational black American. How do you feel about that? I know how I feel. I'm gonna tell you straight up. They need to get every dollar and penny they deserve. Trust me, because I'm not foundational black American, but I feel like I am. I want to be an honorary one. I'm honorary because I grew up like that. I don't move like a typical African. You know what I'm saying? I don't speak like a typical African.
Agreed.
I don't move like one. I don't.
Very true.
I have a foundational black American swagger about me. You know what I mean?
Touche.
You know what I mean? So, like, I don't, they deserve that. It's owed. It's not even about not only is it deserved, it's owed. Because everybody else that's come here as an immigrant has gotten some sort of form of reparations when they come here and get mistreated. Hell, people that aren't even from here, like Ukraine, recently, we sent over like damn near $1 billion to them. Once on purpose, once was a mistake. Was an error by the Pentagon. Oops, wrong button. $900 million, or was it $500 million? Oops, my bad. Oh, that's like tripping on something on purpose, and you try to say it's an accident.
But I would say this though, as you can see, you made all valid points, but look at what is still going on. It's not happening.
What's not happening?
The whole reparations.
No, it's gonna happen. I think it's gonna happen. I mean, they didn't think any other reparations were going to happen for nobody, like the Native Americans.
But, like, how long has it been for us in comparison?
Yeah, because we've been the most targeted. Like, black people in America have been the most targeted.
Is it going to just change all of a sudden?
Yeah, I think so. Because the universe knows how to recycle and balance itself out. So, yeah, I do think it's going to happen. But only reason why it's taking longer than expected.
You think it's going to happen in our lifetime?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe when we're older, like way older, like 30.
So you're trying to say like when Gen Z and Gen Alpha are the adults and we're like
Yeah,
in
because
our
I'm
70s
gonna be
and shit.
real. This is where I give the younger generations credit. They're more susceptible to being woke than we were. Honestly, we were more distracted than them. They're the younger
racist.
Yeah, the younger class, the younger generations, they're more willing to go out in the streets and like go turn up on some shit like when someone gets injustice. You know what I mean? Like I feel like they're more than we are. I'm gonna be real. Like our generation was more distracted by the 90s, early 2000s vibe. Like we were way more distracted with a bunch of different nonsense than
I get what you're saying.
The younger generation, since they got these right here, they got this and everything's at their fingertips and right there at the press of a button, they're more susceptible to understanding what injustice, the difference between injustice and justice. You know what I mean? Like I feel like they're more capable of making a choice, like being in a position to make a righteous choice. We didn't have these cell phones growing up. We didn't have that. The smartphones like how they are today. We had pay phones. We had, house phones. I mean, people still have house phones, but not like how they used to no more.
Pay phones.
You know what I mean?
Put some coins in.
I remember using a pay phone in the early 2000s, like 2001. When I was a freshman in high school, I remember using a pay phone. That's crazy.
Yeah, they're still around back then. That's the last of them.
I'm just saying.
I know.
Just saying, man.
Times have changed.
But I'm just saying, yeah, I think it'll happen, though. I think black people will do it.
You make a valid point. I didn't think of it like to that extent. And I'm like, the younger kids are more racially
They're the ones
unbiased.
They're the ones that came up with the term woke. It was their generation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We didn't have no term for that. We didn't come up with no term. Yeah, you know what I mean? I would say they do discriminate. I mean, I don't know about that.
They do, but they don't. But they do.
Yeah.
As far as friends go, they'll befriend anybody. But they still have their dating preferences, though. I couldn't say that firsthand.
Mm-hmm.
Coming from the rave scene.
Yeah.
Like, they're still going to be, they're just as picky as far as what they're into.
Right. But I feel like
more acceptable as friends and community and circle anybody.
And then you also got to factor in too the fact that genetically America is changing, right? It's getting less and less white.
Oh yeah. That's
what I'm saying.
What Nick Fuentes he talking about.
Yeah. Oh, here we go, bringing this bitch ass dude's name.
He tries to keep America like majority white. And
here we go, bringing this full up.
It's about to not be. He's scared. He's worried about that.
Yeah, him, the Richard Spencers of the world,
yeah.
Like they understand white supremacy. They understand like how to maintain it, and one way you maintain it is by exercising racism because they have to. They need to be racist. You heard that. For their own genetic survival, they need to be racist.
I know
because
Richard Spencer is racist.
He is.
But Nick Fuentes, I don't
he
see
is.
him as racist.
Yes, he is. He's a diehard. I'm telling you, he comes off a little bit more friendly with it. But I'm telling you, he's
more susceptible. It's not like he's. I'm sure when he sees someone ratchet, he's the Ben Shapiro version of white supremacy. Speaking of Ben Shapiro, let me segue tangent into this about him and
Candace Owens. Yeah, hey,
yeah,
they got into it
exactly.
They got into it recently.
He got caught saying that she's a disgrace and all this other stuff.
Yeah, that's her nigga wake up call. That's Candace Owens' nigga wake up call.
Nigga wake up call.
It is.
Elaborate on that nigga wake up call, please.
Okay, it's when black people, for an example, right? I work in a corporate job. It's when a black person gets tokenized and put in a tokenized position, thinking that, oh, I'm just like them. No, you're not. They're gonna let you. If you get too uppity, they're gonna let you know. They're gonna pull some sort of okey doke, some sort of stunt. They're gonna give you a late slip when you weren't even late. Be like, oh, I thought I had a 7-minute grace period, but you were still late. You was 8:03. They'll do something, some sort of undercut. Like I'm telling you, they're gonna remind you. Like they may be subtle with it, or they might be outright with it, and be like, yeah, you were the last one sitting at the station, and the internet doesn't work for some reason. What happened? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I know exactly what you're
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like,
you're good at what you do, even, but they just find one thing wrong.
Right.
And guess what? I got this advice when I was like in my early 20s from a manager.
Yeah.
And he said, you can do 10 things right, but that one
thing wrong, they're gonna hold it against you.
Yeah, it's gonna outweigh the other 10.
That's a fact.
They can only see
especially
that.
when you're black.
Like, damn.
Especially when
you're
black.
He was black. He told me that he was a black manager.
Yeah, that's
facts. Aubrey Yates.
That's real talk. That's a real. That's the real deal.
But yeah, he told me that. He pulled me aside. He told me that privately. I was like, damn, that's so true.
It's true. It is.
It's so true.
It is, because, like I said, with Candace Owens, you know, she's been with her anti-black rhetoric, always using her white supremacist talking points. Like, that's what she does. And, like, you know, Ben Shapiro, who owns 10% of the Daily Wire, I think that's the Daily Wire, right? Yeah, that's what
they're talking about.
That's her boss to a certain degree. Yeah, so like when he basically had to shun her.
She was on the what's his name? Tuckerton?
Carlson Tucker.
Yeah, Carlson Tucker. Yeah. She was on his show, and she was asked about that. Pulled up the clip of Ben Shapiro.
Yeah.
And then asked her about it, and then she was like, well, he's not the main owner. The main owner.
But
I have a great relationship.
But he's above you.
Yeah, exactly.
And he can call shots and pull strings.
She totally glossed over the fact that he is still above her.
Yeah.
But she was just talking about the other people that have more power than him.
He owns 10%. He owns 10% and you own 0%. That's the difference. He has more of a say-so than you do. He has more pull than you do. He can pull the trigger on your job more so than you can.
He's going to be better off convincing them to remove her than she is going to be convincing them to stay.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. He basically said, just was like, hey, you can leave if you want to. Like, you're more than welcome to. You've been your coverage on this Israeli Palestine is just ridiculous and blah blah blah. Hey, that's her nigga wake up call. She's probably not gonna abide by it.
She should have known when you're gonna take a stance that she took with someone like Ben Shapiro, who's high on them boys' side,
right?
Then it's gonna tend to be that clash. She should have seen this coming. Because
you know what? I don't even care to like.
This is like part 2 of the.
I don't even care to realize what her stance was. Truth be told, on it, she probably took Palestine's side. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care what. I don't care what she does personally.
Because even if you just show remorse for Palestine's side, then they still criticize you if you are not someone, or you're associated with someone, or you're supposed to be in support of someone that's related to Israel's side. Right. Then you have to stay loyal to that. And if you have any disagreement with that side, then you're op. So, yeah, it's really they really want you to take a side.
Black people, stay away. You don't need to be picking no sides. No, don't do that. Because you see, it's a lose-lose for us. Hey, we pick either side, then we're gonna.
That's why I say they're both wrong.
Yeah, we're gonna get shrapnel. So you pick a side.
If anything, I get picked on from both sides.
Right.
It's either you don't pick a side, ignore it.
Yeah, man.
Or you pick, man. Y'all are both wrong.
I'm good. I'm not choosing nobody. Forget all that. You know. Yeah. You know what I'd rather be doing? I'd rather be in Sacred Stone Studios doing a podcast. Got him. That's what I'd rather be doing than picking a side in that, because that's not even our battle. Let them handle that. That's fine. Y'all do that. That's Middle Eastern on Middle Eastern crime right there. That's what that is. Middle Eastern crime. That's what it is. Arab on Arab crime, but I don't even know if the Israeli people, Israel is Arab like that. I don't even know. Would you consider them Arab? I don't know. I don't think so. They're like white. They're European. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Trying to occupy that space.
They're mixed in.
Yeah, I would say at this point they're probably more mixed than they were decades ago, but yeah.
They have some Arabic and they have some European.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, man.
Wasn't you who was talking about how them boys are really German, Polish people.
I said that?
I don't know if it was you, but this is.
You mean Jewish people are really like Polish, German? I don't know.
Like as far as like how they look, from how they're.
I mean,
supposed to look,
their phenotype maybe.
From how they're supposed to look, from how they look in this modern day.
Yeah, I just classify them as like Eastern European type of phenotype. You know what I mean? I don't really know exactly where the white Jewish people's origin comes from. I would say Europe. Obviously it's from Europe. It's Europe. It's Europe because you have black Jews as well that get
bringing up exactly
that get discriminated against. Yeah, you have black Jewish people that get discriminated against and have racism exercised to them. I wonder why that is. Why is the racist the racist sector in white Jewish society? Why are they racist towards the black Jews? Oh yeah, that's right, because it's white supremacy. That's why. That's why. I'm not saying all Jews are racist because they're not, but the racist sector, the racist sector in Jewish society that is white tends to be racist towards the black Jews. And some of the most stern, hardcore white supremacists were Jewish people. They were slave owners. That's a fact. That's history. We ain't gonna, one of the most stern, staunch Klan members was a Jewish person. Forgot his name. But yeah, I'm just saying. I'm talking history. I'm just saying. I'm just speaking history, dude. And they funded a lot of Jewish people funded slave ships. This is also a fact. This is true too. This is history. I'm just saying, man, like, let's not pretend like Jewish people are untouchable like that, like from wrongdoing. They're not perfect.
I agree with you there.
They're not perfect. They're not. They're human beings at the end of the day. They're not perfect people. Nobody's perfect on earth. Nobody. You know what I'm saying? So who's to say that they're the void of not having any sort of mistakes being made? I wouldn't even say they're mistakes or purposely evil doing in history. Like, come on, man.
It's the powers that be.
Yeah,
And it's kind of like no different than how China's government runs their shit.
Yeah.
Anything that it offends is canceled.
Right.
So if they're offended by it, even if it's true, you still get canceled. So it's not really freedom of speech all the way through. Because, look, freedom of speech, we were just talking about Candace Owens might jeopardize her job.
Right.
Freedom of speech did jeopardize that one woman
the lawyer,
in the office.
The lawyer chick that spoke up and took a side.
250.
Yeah, it's a lawyer in New York. She spoke up and she was making $250K a year in her job. Apparently, she took a side and then got fired from her law firm.
Yep.
Black people, once again, stay out of it. This is not your war. This is not for you. Let them do what they do. You know what I mean? Like, you have nothing to do with this. So I know you've been catching No Jumper lately, and you've been seeing the interviews lately with Tariq and Nasheed and Adam Flacco and all them. I bring that up to bring up this. Tariq's coming out with a hip hop documentary.
Oh.
It's called Microphone Check. I'm ready to see that.
Damn.
Shout out to Tariq Nasheed for coming out with that.
Is it gonna be like a docu-series?
No, it's like a 2-hour documentary like movie. It's a movie. He's gonna release it and he's gonna have a theatrical run with it. Like he does that with all his documentaries. He has a theatrical run and then he puts it out on DVD. You can order it on Amazon or on his website. But yeah, Microphone Check, talking about the origins of hip hop, the birth of hip hop. Like, it's gonna be interesting because I don't know if you've noticed, but there's been a wave lately where a lot of Hispanic people and people in other ethnic groups are trying to claim that they were contributing to hip hop, or they started hip hop, or they helped start hip hop.
I didn't realize that was really a thing until I talked to a couple of Hispanic people. I was like, y'all know y'all took y'all's reggaeton swag from us.
Yeah, they were.
Man, y'all right.
Like, what you mean? Yeah, right. What? No, look.
Go back in time.
Listen, man.
Y'all wasn't doing this then.
They were the first students of hip hop, and that's okay. It's okay to be a student, but you're not. You weren't the creator. Y'all didn't create this. Y'all didn't make hip hop. Y'all didn't start this. This was black people in desegregated areas, disenfranchised areas that couldn't get into clubs and were getting constantly pushed out of certain venues and certain areas where music was being played and whatnot. And they said, fuck it. We're gonna get our boombox, plug this mic up to the boombox and start going to the park and start freestyling, start beatboxing, start freestyling. You know what I mean? And that's how they did it, And
I could even double down and say that it also started like in the Caribbean's area. Whenever they'll be DJing.
Yeah.
And then they'll like the MC would just start flowing, like just saying words to
that was what they call it was called toasting. That's what they called it. They called it toasting. But that wasn't they weren't doing that here. They weren't doing that.
Yeah,
in
no,
America.
Exactly. But I'm just saying
here in America
the
it was
origins
hip-hop.
of hip hop. Because like that was kinda like hip hop too.
I mean, the Caribbean version of it, but American hip hop,
of course,
that was started by black people in America.
100%.
Like they were getting inspiration from James Brown, Marvin Gaye. Like that's where they got a lot of their their soul from it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like all the samples and all that. Like that's where they got it from a bunch of those types of people. So, and those are all black Americans. So,
Black America.
I know, right?
I couldn't let that.
No. Yeah, you got to catch me on that one. No, but that just means I'm parched, y'all. I'm parched, but I got this water.
You gotta get that water, bro. Where did I put my water? Right there. It's on your right.
Oh yeah. But anyway, yeah, man.
Yeah, we out here.
We here. We are here. But yeah, man, we just kind of just brushing up on a lot of stuff. I don't know. I feel like this episode, we don't really have like too many bullet points to hash out. I mean, this week was kind of, I wouldn't say it was a mundane week, but it was kind of like,
Yeah, it was a drag.
Yeah, it was just like a wait and see week from the previous week. The previous week stuff was popping off.
Yeah.
Now it's like this week was more of like a let's wait and see. You know what I mean? Like it's like a wait and see, Shout out to everybody on the Facebook Live watching, in and out, watching in and out, whatever the case may be. I see one person on it right now. I don't know who it is, but shout out to you. I ain't gonna look right now, but but yeah, no, yeah, man. So what do you prefer, podcast or radio?
Podcast.
I mean, I know you're gonna have a little bit of bias, but I'm just saying, like, because this is one of the questions I've heard.
I heard, the reason why I say podcast is because it's more personal.
It has a more intimate,
person,
right?
Or it comes off more authentic. There's no like breaks in between.
Yeah, I love the podcast game. I love it.
It's just raw,
right? No, yeah, I like the podcast game. I prefer it over radio. I do too.
Yeah. Cause like then like our supporters can feel like they're here with us,
right?
And then we're all just having a conversation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah, man. I was talking to Roof Mama the other day.
She's gonna try to come through this one.
She's gonna try in December.
Because
she has like a lot of stuff going on right now towards the month. But I was like, yeah, man, maybe you might just have to be like a regular guest on here.
Yeah, because she's gonna be a firecracker. She's just gonna.
That's what I'm saying. Like you know. Well, when I think what was that sound like? Someone dying?
Yeah.
Yo,
no, she's funny. Awesome though. She's smart and she's.
Yeah, I was like, man, you might need to be a regular on here, man. We'll see though. We'll see.
She's a firecracker. That's why I said that was supposed to be like a sound of a firecracker.
Yeah. That don't sound. That sounds like a bad brakes on a vehicle. That's what that sounds like.
Okay,
that's what that sounds like.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm sorry for that sound. I apologize.
Yeah, no, man, it's all good, man. But yeah, man. I don't know what else is going on out there in the world, man. Besides systematic white supremacy.
Systematic.
I mean, that kind of like takes over everything. Oh, I got something to think. I thought about it right now. What do you think about Draymond choking out Rudy Gobert?
I was just thinking about
What do you
let's
think about
switch to
that?
sports.
Yeah, what do you think
that's
about?
a good way to switch to sports.
Yo, this fool, I feel like he was waiting on that.
Yeah.
The way he came in just around him and choked him.
Yeah.
He's Draymond's been wanting to do that. He's
been
been wanting to do that.
He's been trolling Rudy Gobert for a while.
Because
they always like compete for Defensive Player of the Year and stuff.
Yeah.
So
he been trying to choke him.
And the thing is, it started with Trey and McDaniels.
Trey McDaniels.
Clay. Clay Thompson.
Oh yeah. It started with them.
Yeah, with their jerseys and all that and pulling on each other.
Yeah.
And then really just all he did was just try to hold Clay Thompson.
And then Draymond came out of nowhere.
Whoop.
And then not only that, he drug him. He was like,
yep, exactly. I'm like, you know who was the weakest one? Cat.
Yeah,
because
Cat he looked like a little bitch. I ain't gonna lie. Did you see that chicken wing arm that he had? Like he was like he had that little chicken wing like like the little like
you're a terrible teammate, bro.
I think he's kind of like feminine. I ain't gonna lie. There's a lot of these NBA niggas.
Mama's boys.
There's a lot of these NBA niggas, man.
Mama's boys, man.
They're suspect.
Yeah,
Cat Karl Anthony Towns comes off like he's a little moist. You know what I mean?
Flamboyant.
Yeah. And again,
a little moist.
That's your lifestyle. That's your lifestyle. Cool, but don't come out like you're a tough ass center. And then we see your mannerisms in random situations like this where it really comes out. Yeah, he's a little sassy, a little bit. You know what I mean? He comes off that way. You know what I'm saying? For sure. Another one is Russell Westbrook. He comes off like he's hard and tough, but then his clothing choices is like, bro, for real, dog? Like, bro, what do you like how can you breathe in that? I don't understand.
Nah, he wears some weird ass clothes.
You know what I'm saying?
He's definitely on some other shit. And I think it is because he was probably.
But I like Russell Westbrook. Shout out to Russell Westbrook. I like him. You know what I mean? I like his energy, his attitude he brings to the table, but,
Yeah, he's a little
his clothing
weird.
Choices, bro.
He's a little weird up there.
Yeah, bro. You want to act hard, like.
See, that's the thing. Like, he's one of those dudes that he just the first one to act crazy. So, like, people give him the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
But, like, how hard is he really, though?
Because
he acts hard.
Yeah, he
talks
does.
Hard.
He acts hard, talks hard. I think that's just him having an attitude problem. That's all.
People, like, he's already at 100, so people don't want to work their way.
He's already an energized bunny.
So that's why people just let him slide with that.
I've rented there's so many people like that out here in the world that are just on 10 all the time. You know what I mean? Like, but it's like it's not scary. You don't scare nobody.
Exactly.
It's just you're just
they scare
hyped.
some people, but
but it's like
people who know are just like, I'm not gonna waste my energy matching your energy.
Right.
Like,
yeah, it's like you're not scaring nobody by being turned up all the time. Like that's just you just live wire. I mean, if we get the same results, then what was the difference? You know what I mean?
2 wrongs don't make a right.
Right. So it's like,
Yeah, I learned stoicism in those moments. Like, you know what? I'm gonna just let you talk. I'm gonna look at you like you dumb. And I'm ready for whatever. Pretty much. Like, what you want to do, man? What you want to do,
man?
Most people don't want to do shit. Yeah, like I thought. You done now?
Shit.
That's simple, man. A lot of people all talk, man. You just come right, like, well, if they're talking, then you just walk right up to them. Let them keep talking. You don't even say nothing. Well, are you done? What you want to do? Yeah, man, leave me alone. Back up, man. Yeah, exactly. Like, exactly.
Damn.
Yeah, all talk. You was talking that disrespectful shit, but you wasn't about nothing.
Right. Yeah, man. Yeah. What else? What is this? Oh, the Lakers. The Lakers aren't doing too good, man.
Rockets are.
They are.
They win. It's like they beat teams that no one expects them to beat, and then smash them too at that.
You know where it starts? The coach.
Yeah.
Ime Udoka. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. When Boston let him go because of that controversy, the Rockets scooped him up.
It's kind of like how the Texans with D'Amico. They both like their coaches.
You see what C.J. Stroud is doing?
I know.
Bro.
He did it again.
Balling out.
Comeback kid. He did it again.
Bro. They're saying he's like in the talks for MVP.
He's second in passing yards.
He's like a lot of
in
people
the whole league.
You know,
he's second in passing
Dan
yards.
Orlovsky, Shannon Sharp, like they both say that he's like leading the MVP race in their opinion. Like he's like number one right now.
Yeah, he's in the top 5.
If he wins, if he wins the MVP, he'll be the first one since Jim Brown that's won it as a rookie.
Damn,
that's crazy, ain't it? That's
fucking crazy.
That's crazy. I hope he does get it. We need to shake the NFL up. I hope he does get it. I'm not a Texan fan like that, but I'm not against him either.
Exactly.
I hope he does win it. Let's do it. Like, why not?
Let's do it for the city.
Yeah, let's let him get it. Why not? I'm down for it. Let him win it. Let him be the next big thing. He'll be Patrick Mahomes 2.0. Why not?
He's been doing it from the pocket too, for the most part.
Yeah, he's been dissecting, surgical with it. Just you know what I'm saying, like just standing in the pocket, just throwing.
Short pass, medium,
long, deep.
Yep.
With
Big
decent
plays.
like his receiving core is not really like top tier either, but it's not trash.
They looking better.
Right they were looking better because of him.
Yeah,
but his receivers aren't trash, but they're not top tier. They're not like
exactly.
he don't have like a stud receiver or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying?
And the tight end.
Yeah, Schultz yeah,
man, from the Cowboys.
Yeah,
Thank
bro.
You.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, man.
Damian Pierce been missing all these games too. The running back. He's been hurt the last couple games.
I don't even know. Is he good? Like,
he almost had 1,000 yards last year.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, he's hurt, and now we just have Devin Singletary.
Gotcha. Okay.
He had a good game last week. But yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
You know, my Chiefs back at it. Chief Nation. You know, we back at it.
What's y'all's record right now?
7-2.
7-2.
Yep. We lost to the Broncos and the Lions.
Y'all lost to the Broncos?
Yeah, it's a division game. It is.
I'm not trying to hear that.
It'd be like that on the division.
I ain't trying to hear
man.
that. That's you know what I'm saying?
That was the worst
I ain't
game
trying to
we
hear
played
that
all season.
Huh?
That was the worst game we played all season.
Man.
It was pretty bad.
It's the Broncos though. They're trash.
Yeah, they are trash.
Oh, man, I just thought it, but I have another random segue. That was an ADHD moment, but I'm going to switch to it anyway. I'm going to switch.
Another Rams segment?
No, this is going to be something totally different. This is about movies.
Oh, okay.
Marvel movies.
Oh, you talking about the Marvels?
Yeah. No, well, we could talk about that. But did you see who they cast as the Sentry? Did you see that?
No, I did not actually.
Did you see who they casted as Mr. Fantastic for the Fantastic Four movie?
Isn't the dude from The Office?
His name's Pedro something.
Pedro. That nigga ain't white. Ain't he supposed to be white?
I know. I watched this dude named Tyrone Magnus. He's a YouTuber. Shout out to Tyrone Magnus.
I know Tyrone Magnus. He has like hair like you.
Yeah. Tyrone Magnus. That's my guy. You know, I don't know him like that, but I follow
voiceovers and stuff.
Yeah, he does because he's got that voice that you know.
Exactly.
And he's an actor too. He's an actor, like live actor right now, but he's a YouTuber too. I post like I posted an article on his Twitter about who they casted as the Sentry. I was like, yo, Tyrone, like, check this out. I guess Marvel/Disney has infinite pockets. By the way, they want to just see their company go downhill. I said something like that. I'm paraphrasing, but I said something like that. And I posted the article. Then like 7 hours later, he posted about the article on it. He did a video on it on his YouTube.
Oh.
And he goes, and the way he started off the video, he was like, he goes, just like that. He goes, and then he goes, I hope we off the woke we go. I hope we trash. We're trash. Damn. We won. No, you know who they casted as the Sentry? You know who the Sentry? First of all, do you know who that is?
Yeah, he's like the Superman.
He's like the Superman of Marvel, right?
Yeah.
They casted Steven Yeun. He's an Asian guy. He's the guy that did the voice for Invincible. He was the voiceover guy for Invincible.
The main guy?
Yeah.
Grayson?
Yeah, but he's an Asian guy. And Sentry in the comics is a white guy.
Yeah, with blonde hair.
With blonde hair. And they casted Steven Yeun, Asian dude, who's a great actor, by the way. I like him in like everything I've seen him in. He's fantastic. But he's not Sentry.
They're gonna grow his hair out?
He's not Sentry. He just doesn't have the look for a Sentry to me.
Is his hair long?
No, it's short. From the pictures I've seen. Like
So
he's had short hair.
Out?
I don't know. They're gonna put a blonde wig on him. I don't know.
They better not.
They shouldn't have casted an Asian dude as Sentry. They should have wanted to just go get Henry Cavill, the guy who played Superman. Why don't you just go get him and cast him as Sentry? It would be an easy.
Nah, that would be hard. Like,
why?
Contract this shit.
He's not under Warner Brothers. Like Warner no more.
But he probably has like a different. Well, Marvel could buy anyone though. They can afford anyone.
They can.
Because they already have the lineup they have.
Hi ho, off the woke we go. Hi ho, we trash. We're trash.
Damn.
With all the crap.
So
we
I was supposed to watch Ms. Marvel, the movie.
The biggest flop in Marvel history.
Yeah, everybody's been saying
garbage. No, first of all, nobody asked for that type of movie. First of all, let me just say this. Marvel, free advice. The majority of your fan base are men. Okay? And men, your fan base, can appreciate a strong heroine type of hero if it's done right. Not this force-fed, woke agenda type of stuff you're pushing in front into the faces of your audience. People don't want to see forced material, okay?
But we're trying to be progressive.
But we don't want to. We don't want. That's not what the fans want. The fans want accurate material. They want good good storytelling. They want organic material. They want it to be organic. Now you can try something if you want to try to implement a story or to implement a character. Have it come in organically. Have it come in naturally. Don't force it.
Excuse me.
Like in Avengers Endgame, towards the end when they had the final scene, when they had the final battle or whatever, and they had that woman power moment where they had all the female.
Yeah.
That was forced. You could tell it came off forced. Like why do that? You're in the middle of a war, a battle. I don't know how you remember when Tom Holland was like, I don't know how you're going to get through that. Oh, she has help. Then you see all the female heroines popping in out of nowhere, like getting ready, buckling up. Like, what I'm saying? Like that type of stuff is forced. Like,
but like in the movie though, it's cool for the moment.
I mean, it was all right. We accepted it because it was Endgame and the characters that we fell in love with, they were in the middle of a battle. So we were like, all right, we're going to let that slide because we know it's ultimately going to come down to Tony Stark, Captain America, Steve Rogers, and Thor. And
you sound real sexist right now.
No, I don't. I'm just saying.
Misogynistic.
I just see. That's why I started off with the disclaimer. We love strong heroine women in our movies. We love it.
You did say that.
If it's done right. If it's done right. I know you are. I know. I just if it's done right. You know what I mean? And if it comes in organic, like Black Widow.
That's what I was gonna mention when you first said that point.
Black Widow, the way she was introduced, it was natural. It was organic. You know what I mean? Scarlet Witch. And I like the actor who plays Scarlet Witch. And I liked Scarlett Johansson. Yeah. Hey, listen.
Oh, man.
Listen.
That Danish girl right there.
That's a white woman. Listen. Celebrity crush.
It's them lips.
She has like these features though that aren't typical. You know what
plush.
I mean? Yeah. I'm just like, yeah, that's yeah.
She has a seductive look.
That's the one.
She has a seductive look where she's like looking through your soul.
Right. There's something about her that's like, it's like sexy. You know what I mean? Like, and the way she played Black Widow, even Elizabeth Olsen. The lady, chick that played Scarlet Witch, she's the sister of the Olsen twins.
Yeah, she's their little sister.
She's the little sister.
Yeah, I know.
Who's arguably more popular than they were. because of her impact on the Marvel.
Now.
I'm saying because of her impact on Marvel.
Then those Mary Kate and Ashley.
Yeah, back in the 90s. Come on, bro. Yeah, of course.
Rocking that shit.
Of course. No doubt.
But now she does, a lot of people don't even know that she's their little sister.
I know, and that's a good thing.
They know her as, exactly.
That's
she
a
made
good
her
thing.
own path.
She made her own path. That's beautiful. I love it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's the way to go.
Yeah.
Instead of riding your family's coattails.
Yep.
The Kardashian way.
But yeah, a lot of the material that Marvel's been putting out, it hasn't favored the fans. Yep. And that's why they're losing money. That's why they're getting all these flops. A lot of it is forced garbage, that nobody's asking for, and, just do storylines that are organic and that are accurate. Because ultimately, the fans just want to see what they read in the comics in real life on the screen. We want to see the synergy, the transition from paper to real life. That's all we want to see. And you'll have money hand over fist, Marvel. Hand over fist. You cast them right. You tell the right story. You even want to try some new organic stuff, or you want to introduce someone new. Do it organically. Do it right. Don't force it. Go with the flow.
They're just trying to be all inclusive, though.
At their expense, and it's showing.
Yeah.
At their expense, which I'm interested to see how far they can go, how far they can sink, how far they can tank.
They lost a lot of money already.
Of course they have. Of course. I want to see how far they can go. I'm curious now. I'm like, how far can this company go to their demise? How far? I want to know.
That's hilarious.
I want to know. Oh, so now we're getting into personal territory a little bit. I'm gonna go on this one. Did you know who Auntie Marie is?
Auntie Marie?
You know who Kwazu is? Shout out to Kwazu, by the way, since we're just name dropping. You know who they are?
Auntie Marie had just passed?
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom told me.
Do you remember who she was?
Yeah, I remember a little bit.
Yeah, you know what her issue was, right? She had a tumor. She had a tumor that she couldn't use the bathroom. So like it got to the point where she was like everything was coming out this way instead of that way. Damn. And she could only eat like drink liquids and stuff, but I guess the tumor obviously got the best of her, so rest in paradise. Auntie Marie, rest in paradise.
It just sucks that it's been so many people.
I haven't seen her in years, but rest in paradise. It was unfortunate. It was sad the way she passed. My mom was like crying hardcore. I came back from work. I'd stayed the night at Victoria's, and then I went from Victoria's to work. No, I take that back. I spent the night at Victoria's. I came back home to work from home, and my mom was just crying like all morning. She went to work though, but she was still sad about it. So I was like, man, yeah.
My mom was pretty down too.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
It's always something.
Has Cyril asked to be on here?
No, he hasn't. He does support. He does support. He is
hating ass nigga.
He is subscribed and everything.
Oh, is he? I was about to say.
Yeah, he does still support and watch
nigga.
episodes.
No, I'm kidding. I'm just playing.
But that would be an interesting guest to have.
It would be, right? It would be.
There's a lot.
Hey, yeah, there's a lot. There's some interesting people that I'd like to bring on here.
I know some of our conversations though, man.
I don't know if this has ever happened before, but maybe we might have to bring one of the owners of the studio on as a guest. You know what I'm saying? Have Marcus or Quincy on here, Pull an okie doke. I don't think anybody that's done a podcast here has done that.
Interviewed the
owner of the studio, you know what I mean? Just pick their brain a little bit, about
origin story,
how, what led you to have this studio business, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. We our guests are random, you know what I'm saying? You see how we do on Wisdom Talk. We can have someone that's very credible and notable to, your local business owner, or, we have the people that run this studio, have them as a guest. Why not? You know what I mean? You never know. You just never know what we going to pop up with next. You just never know. But, yeah, man, I mean, we talk about whatever. We do what we do.
Trying to see. You have anything else in mind?
I mean, yeah. I mean, yes and no. I'm just going off the cuff right now. I told you about how my Palestinian homeboy approached me in the gym. Did I mention that? My Palestinian homeboy, he approached me. And he was asking me about the war. When I was working out, I was like, I saw him coming in my periphery. I was like, shit. I know what he's about to talk about. I already know what he's about to bring up. I already know what time it is with him. So yeah, I just find it interesting how, like you said, it goes back to well, not just you said it, but multiple people said it. They said they want black people to take a side. Like, they're eager to see what we think. Like, what you think? No, I'm trying to figure out what you I think I'm going to stay out of it.
You know what it is as well as this? I think that most other races, generally speaking, have a side that they choose. Mm-hmm. Except for the black people, who are like really mutual about it.
Right.
Because like we're like firm believers of, it ain't our business shit. Why we need it?
I'm just saying though.
That's how most black people are.
I'm just saying.
Shit, I have nothing to do with that.
Right.
Look away.
Yeah. You know.
Because it's like the other people. What I'm about to say, like they rather put themselves in danger before a black person. We're running, like in the scary movies. Who's the one who actually puts themselves on the line to try to protect someone? Not the black person. That nigga gone.
No, you're right. You ain't lying.
He catching ghosts.
You ain't lying.
So it's like, when it comes to that common denominator, if it doesn't have to do with anyone in our community, then we kind of like, shit, that ain't our problem.
Right. That reminds me, I saw this, I don't know if it was an Instagram or a TikTok video where the title of the video was, when you see other black people running, you just run. Yeah. And they had like clips of like different black people like, oh shit, like just running through random hallways and then you see, so basically the setup is like, you'll have one person sitting on a chair like this for an example, and then someone will be in this room over here, and then they just open the door, start running. Then I get up and just follow them and run. I don't ask questions. I just run.
Like the people are spread out too?
Yeah.
So they're not like all running together from the roof.
No. They just, it's like you have one black, so the video will start with like, it's like random, like
that's nicely done.
Random 5-second clips of black people just chilling. Then you see another random black person run by, then, oh shit. And then you just follow the other way. You just run. You just don't ask no question. I was like, yep, that's black people. We do that. Yep. We don't ask no question. We see other black people running. It's trouble.
Like, someone must have got shot.
Yeah, something happened, bro. Like we don't.
Someone got stabbed.
You know, you see other black people running, you just don't.
I don't know.
Yeah, man. But yeah, you know.
Yeah, man. I'm just saying, like, because I'm not usually the type of person that make things into a race thing. Because I think like all races are ignorant in their own ways.
And I'm gonna say this: black people typically don't. It's white. I'm telling you. The only reason why there's
you're thinking about closed doors, open doors.
Well, what I'm thinking,
because like behind closed doors, I see the point you're making.
Well, what I'm also saying too is the only reason why I'll give you an example, right? The only reason why there's a black church is because there's a white church, and there's a white church because of white supremacy, right? The only reason why there was white water fountains or black water fountains, I'm sorry, is because there was white ones. You know what I mean? It's always in defense mode for black people. We always respond defensively. Tulsa, Oklahoma, we were thriving, chilling, not harming nobody. All of a sudden, offense comes, bombs get dropped, right? Then our response is, okay, we got to fight back. We're going to, you know what I mean? Everything has always been in defense. Even with slavery. We didn't ask to be slaves. You know what I mean? What was the defense mechanism for slavery? Running away, revolting, Nat Turner. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like I'm just saying, everything has been in defense. Underground Railroad, everything has been in defense mode. Everything. We've never like took it to them. like that. I mean, we did in defense. We took it to them in defense, but offensively, we never just sat back and was like, you know what?
I'll say this.
Let's get up and go harm them.
I'll say this.
You
In
know
this
what I mean?
modern day, for the most part in this modern day, it's more of a verbal that we get away with more in open space. Now, behind closed doors, when they can get away with it, then they kind of show their true colors. But in public space, we can say, look at that white boy. You know, it's not going to be the same thing as like if a white person says, look at that black boy. That's going to be just that much more derogatory.
Right.
Thing. And that's just an example of how in open space they can't be as blunt.
Well, that's why they beat us with systems. They beat us with systematic pressure, systematic white supremacy. They beat us with the pen. They beat us with, you know, dominating and colonizing and conquering. They don't beat us with words because they understand, and this is to their credit, they understand how to conquer somebody. You don't just conquer them with words. You conquer them by putting certain things in place. The best way to win a war is a war you don't have to fight in. That's from the Art of War book, Sun Tzu.
Yeah.
The best war to win is one where you don't have to fight.
See what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're dropping.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, you know. Yeah, you know. You know, but yeah, no, it's
because like the systematic thing, that's all theories.
What's a theory?
Like,
systematic white supremacy?
like because like systematic is still there. But
Systematic white supremacy is active right now, as we speak. Right now, it is active. The fabric of America is built on that.
Now I say this: the accessibility is gonna be easier in a toxic way for the people who are less fortunate. But then,
what do you mean by that? What does that mean?
Well, I mean like the negative impact to the system is gonna be more accessible to those who are less fortunate. So people who don't have as much of an opportunity are going to be more vulnerable towards more toxic things that they're going to associate with. And it only makes them worse. And that's how the systematic white supremacy thing does actually have an effect. Instead of, like, you know, being aware that there's more to life than this and to strive to be better. And instead of falling into those traps, and then you will automatically be better. And it won't be no system when you go against that narrative. It's like an excuse in a way.
And I was going to say, so why are the people economically deprived? You got to start asking questions now. So why are the people even in that position in the first place?
I would say for most of them, it's a choice. That's why, like, even with the reparations, that's why I kind of sit back and, like, some people deserve it, but I don't think everybody deserves it.
No, it's only foundational Black Americans that have slavery ancestry.
Yeah, no, but not even all of them deserve it because there's a lot of knuckleheads that just make
I mean,
their choices.
but that okay. There was a lot of knuckleheads. There was a lot of knuckleheads in the Native American community, and they still got it.
It wasn't to the same percentage.
There's a lot of knuckleheads.
Of course, there's gonna be a lot, but not a majority. Like,
it don't matter.
It's too risky.
If Black people get reparations, it will stimulate the economy. You know why?
To a degree.
No, not to a degree. It will, because we're gonna spend our money here. Black people don't travel like that, so like we don't travel overseas like that.
They're not the most frugal either. They kind of blow on their money.
But that's the point of stimulating the economy. You want to blow the money.
No, you do, but you want to blow some of the money and invest the rest.
Of course,
you're gonna
have people
else like that.
Yes, you're gonna have people that are gonna do the right thing. Yes, that's a given. But you're also gonna have people that are gonna be ratchet with it and blow it, which is fine. Yeah. That's all gonna be spent here in America. We're not gonna take the money overseas, put it in Swiss bank accounts, whatever. We're not gonna do none of that. You know, now other ethnic groups, what do? They take it back to their homeland. They go back to Japan, or they go back to Ireland, or they go back to Cameroon, or they go. Black Americans, they're gonna stay here and spend it here. Like, they don't have no like ties over. They're not African. They're not Ghanaian, Cameroonian. Like they're
But
not.
you think that's why they're not as humble and appreciative, and they're gonna be more likely the ones to blow it?
It doesn't matter. I mean, it's not our choice. It's not our decision on how they spend their money. You know what I'm saying? Like, let them blow it.
It's a decision to let out all that money to a high portion of people.
We
that
already
won't
do it
be
now.
Responsible with it.
We do it to foreign countries that don't even live here.
Yeah, but at least those foreign countries are being ran in a logical manner. Now,
Are they?
Now, what I would say about that is it in a way where we would agree and run our country like?
Is America being ran in a logical manner?
It's intended to be.
Is it though? Is it?
It was once.
When you have black people,
lately,
you have black
like
people
more emotionally. It's like
hell. You have black people right now getting injustices all over the place. That in itself, and that's just one thing. That right there nullifies the fact that America is being ran correctly. You have all these white supremacist groups. You know, not just talking about the KKK. I'm talking about your everyday fireman, teacher. Like these people that exist out here that manipulate and use the system to their advantage to disenfranchise and denigrate black people. Like, why does that even exist? Why is that even a thing? The mere fact that is allowed.
How do they do it?
They do it by, using their whiteness. For an example, like that's why Karen is a thing, right?
Oh yeah.
She's using her whiteness. White supremacy. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You say supremacy, I say privilege. That's not like
it's a privilege. It all goes
because
okay.
Supremacy is trying to
depress
this? Like they're trying to set back others for their superiority.
Yes.
But then privilege is thinking that we're just the superiority.
Yeah, they do.
So it's like
they are superior right now in this country.
Yeah. Well, yeah, of course. But it's actually starting to change.
Well, globally, they're globally too superior, honestly. But that's a whole nother.
Technically speaking, but nonetheless, though, like the privilege is saying that you're already there, while supremacy is trying to get there.
No, supremacy means
because the
that
privilege, like you're already higher, you feel higher than everybody. It doesn't matter race or anything. You're the prestigious one.
They are
all of them.
They are.
It's not even about race or anything. It's just I'm the most prestigious.
Okay. That top hat right there is white supremacy. This red hat right here is white privilege. You see where I'm getting at? I have a pyramid here.
Well, like you're talking about top of the pyramid as far as like trying to be better.
No, I'm saying this is what the pyramid is that we're dealing with.
Yeah.
At the top of the pyramid is white supremacy. Then you have different layers like white privilege, racism. You have economic deprivation. You have all these little factors that lead up to the top hat, which is white supremacy. That's white privilege is just a layer to it. That's it. That's it. When you've instilled into the everyday person that they are better than this person because of their skin color, that's white supremacy. Hands down. When you've instilled a system that allows that.
By that definition, when has Nick, for example, I know y'all like me bringing up his name. But
you're a fan. Hey, just say you're a fan. You're a fan of this dude,
this
man.
This is the type of thing where you define words, and then I'm like, well,
okay, bring him up.
What does he say that makes him seem like he's better than black people?
Because Nick Fuentes, he's ultimately a troll. And I've said this before. He's a troll.
Exactly.
So his white supremacy antics are exercised through trolling.
So
for
is
example,
it more of tendencies, but not defined as?
No, it's his rhetoric. When you say all the time, he's like, oh, he does want to have like white people at the top of everything. He wants to, make sure everybody stays less than, and he
just wants them to stay as they always have been historically.
White is right.
Yeah, yeah, white is right.
White supremacy. White supremacy. We're back to white supremacy again. Like, dude,
he wants to keep privilege. That's what I see it as.
White supremacy.
He wants to keep that privilege of his whiteness.
Of course.
He knows the benefits he gets for being white.
Now, again, I'm not against any other ethnic group empowering themselves, but when it becomes when you empower yourself at the expense of someone else's empowerment, that's when it's an issue, and that's when it is deemed racist, and that's when it becomes, okay, are you a white supremacist, or what are you? Like, what are you doing? Why are you having to now ruin my empowerment? You see what I'm saying? Like that's when and that's how it's always been towards black people, from white people to black people. It's always been them ruining our stuff, ruining our shit every single time. Like it never fails. To prevent that, and I've said this before, to prevent that, you need to have an economic base. What's an economic base? An economic base is like a Chinatown. An economic base is Tulsa, Oklahoma. An economic base is like any sort of a Yiddish community, or Amish. I said Yiddish. Yiddish is the language they speak. Amish community. These are economic bases.
I get what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To counter,
to have proof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To counter
we
that,
got civilization like this that was properly.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Together.
Yeah.
It's setting examples.
Yeah. To counter all that, to counter to counter white supremacy, I think that's a good start. But economic base, circulate your own money amongst your community, circulate it over and over again like everybody else does. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, you know what I mean?
I get that.
Yeah.
No, that's a good one.
So,
but what was I gonna say? I was gonna think about the whole privilege.
They got the logo off. Oh man, no, it's cool. It's still running or not?
Yeah.
But okay. No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, Quincy doing the technical difficulty thing.
Mama,
we back. We only got like about 10 more minutes anyway, but we cooking right now. It's cool. Shout out to Facebook Live again. We still here. You know what I mean? We're chilling, chopping it up. What's up, David? I saw you comment. You know?
Man.
But
what an interesting episode.
Yeah, we were just chilling, man. This is like a shoot the shit episode, man. We were just shooting the shit, man. We were just hanging out, chilling. Next week we'll probably have more bullet points to go over. I mean, this is how we do though anyway. We usually just
chop it up.
Chop it up. We have bullet points that we go over, but we chop it up. You know what I mean? So yeah.
You got me thinking about things.
Yeah, but yeah, like I said, to prevent, like I said, the economic, to counter white supremacy's tendencies to economically deprive or disenfranchise or pillage black people need to have their own base, man. And we've done it before, multiple times in history, but we need to have it more thorough. We need to learn from the failure, right? That's what I think. We need to learn from our past mistakes. Study history so you know what to do better and not repeat it or put yourself in the same position.
You know what I would say here is that a lot of the black people that figure out the system, they don't like share it. A lot of them don't share it amongst their community.
You know, that reminds me of a line on BET Cypher. This artist, he's like an activist artist named My Son. You heard of him?
No.
My Son? Yeah, he was on the Cypher, BET Cypher one time, and he said, one of his lines, he said, "How you show me all the diamonds, but don't," or he said, "You show me all the diamonds, but don't show me how to get no jewels. You said you show me the diamonds, but don't show me how to get the jewels." He said something like that. I'm paraphrasing, but
yeah, I get the.
How you gonna show me all the diamonds, but you're not gonna show me how to get the jewels though. You're not gonna show me how to get it. Yeah, I was like, yeah, that's exactly what you're saying right now. It's like a lot of black people, when they get in these positions, they don't, or positions of power, or they don't teach nobody how to get no resources or teach them how to put themselves in a position to get to where you are.
Exactly.
You know, and that's an issue. Yeah.
Because I see that as more of the main problem to address than like the outside, because like the outside is after everybody to some degree. Well,
I think the main issue is the thing that caused that energy, that divide was white supremacy. It put a system in place that creates that kind of
that animosity amongst each other.
It puts a system in place, because if that system
like
wasn't,
we're in the crab barrel.
Yeah. So how you gonna? So you create the barrel, dump the crabs in it, and then expect them to get out.
Expect them not to like be clapping at each other in the process of trying to get out.
Because truth be told, crabs shouldn't be in a barrel anyway. Crabs don't have their habitat's not in a barrel. So you're gonna create a barrel, dump the crabs in it, and then be like, all right, get out.
Peacefully.
get out peacefully, get out. And then the crabs are like, yo, they don't, but the crabs belong on a beach. They belong by the water. You know what I'm saying? That's their natural habitat.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? You get the analogy? Like,
I got it.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, what causes that selfish, like, oh, I'm harnessing the resources for myself, I'm not going to help my other black people or whatever. It's the system that creates that kind of energy. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. I see it as the cards are at least stacked in our favor.
They are, but they're not though, because now we're in an age of information and technology where we have everything in our hand, basically, with the cell phone.
Exactly.
We have access to computers.
And thank you for you're at least now
direct
helping
to
me make my point.
No, direct to consumer is more relevant now than it's ever been.
Because of this now profound access, we can't still use that systematic thing.
No,
as far as like, you got the truth, you could just take initiative. But there's a lot of sheep. There's a lot of people just go with the narrative. But they're all doing their due diligence.
But you got to understand too, just because we're in this age doesn't mean white supremacy hasn't figured out how to integrate into that.
Yeah,
age.
but it's just not as prevalent as it was in the past.
Oh no, it absolutely is. It's more. I would say it's worse now than it was back then, because back then at least we had. When was the last time we had a?
That's a bit of a reach.
No, it's
only because like
we were better back then.
Yeah, you can't prove that. You can only go off of the subliminals that you might read between the lines.
During segregation, black people were thriving more than they were.
Well, yeah, but that was because of the more togetherness of families.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
But that's not like
that's my point.
They were segregated. They had no choice but to stay within themselves.
Right, and then when we stayed within themselves, what did we do? We created Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street.
Yeah, we were better off separated. That's what
I'm just saying.
That's the point.
I'm just saying
we're better off separated since we've been together.
And even during slavery, we had all sorts of inventions that we were making. We were thriving under the worst circumstances. We survived that. And when we were separated, we survived. Bro, there is no other better people. I don't give a damn. There is no other ethnic group that could have survived that atrocity other than black people. Seriously. Like the way that we were done, like dirty, I'm telling you, bro, nobody could have survived that. The way we were treated, like, nah, bro. That's why black people are great people. We're amazing. Like, we are outstanding people. Everything we touch is gold. Everything. We invented the internet. We invented stoplights. Man, fuck peanut butter. You know how they always like to give us that? Oh yeah, you got peanut butter. Nah, we did more than that. We created the light bulb. Lewis Latimer created the light bulb. He was the chief draftsman, the chief blueprint architect for Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison is known as a patent thief.
Yeah, no.
He used to run. He was the first one. He had a beeline to the patent office. Yeah,
his ideas, and then create it.
He had a beeline to the patent office. That's all he was.
He was like a booster.
Yeah, like he because once upon a time
he just funded people.
Not even that. He would steal people's ideas. You know, he got taken to court by
pretty much he'll have them invented, and then he'll put it under his name because his name is more recognizable. He
got taken to court. I don't know if it was Granville T. Woods, because he was another black inventor. Granville T. Woods. I don't know if he took Thomas Edison to court or if he took someone else to court that stole him, another white dude that stole his ideas and his invention. Took them to court and won. Back then. You know how unprecedented that is for a black man back, but this is before the 50s. Yeah. Prior to the 50s, prior to civil rights. This is during Jim Crow, civil rights. I'm not civil rights, Jim Crow.
This was when niggas still getting lynched.
Heavily. And Granville T. Woods won his case against, I think it was Thomas Edison. He sued him and won. That alone tells you right there that Thomas Edison's, he's a fraud, dude. He's a fraud. Like, he was just, I'm telling you, Lewis Latimer, Granville T. Woods, these were geniuses. Like, straight up and down. Like, you know what I mean?
I've heard some of those names. But, well, cuzzo.
I know.
I've been looking at time.
I know. We ticking. We time is ticking.
Yep. So we're gonna close out, huh?
Yeah, we're gonna close out, man. We're gonna close out.
I'm not gonna lie. This was a deeper episode.
It was deep, but it was. I feel like it was a shoot the shit episode.
No, of course, a lot of it was just us freestyling and spitballing.
Yeah, right.
But then like we got deep in conversations because we don't even always agree with everything.
Right.
And sometimes I like to play devil's advocate and try to get a more deeper meaning out of it.
Right.
And yeah,
I know you do that that a lot.
Yeah.
But anyway, let me plug my stuff. It's your boy Juniani. Shout out to the Facebook Live. You know, you can find me on Twitter, Juniani, Instagram, the Juniani, Facebook, personal, FU, merchandise. Hit me up, DM me for the merch and the hats, shirts, all different combinations. Music's coming.
And it's Cameron Goon, H2O. You already know. And we out.
Signing out. Peace.